Good morning everybody. I'm camping, evidently. But I'm not going to show you exactly where I'm camping until we get outside the door. I'm in a place called Charmouth, right? It's about 25 miles from Dorchester, where my folks live. I got here late last night. It was hard. There were some big hills. I was supposed to meet some friends. I hadn't really arranged anywhere to meet them, so I just ended up wild camping. Oh shit, look at that. And that down there is Charmouth. And that up there is our mysterious benefactor, the sun. And I thought I was gonna just turn up and meet my friends down here. It didn't work out like that. We got to do what we got to do, right? Like I say, it was 9 PM. All I wanted to do was stop and eat. That's exactly what I did. I had a feast in here last night. And because I'm on the coast, there's no humidity. It was quite windy. There were no flies, so I slept with my tent door half open. Sea breezes coming in. It was absolutely lovely. It was a perfect spot, really. And you know, the grass was gently brushing against the side of the tent, so as soon as I zipped the door up and went to lie down, it sounded like there were angry townspeople stood outside, you know, gathering round. Swore I could hear a couple of knives being sharpened. You know, people nicking the bike, that kind of paranoid shit. So I did have to open the door and look out and go, yeah, there's no one here. But wild camping for the win. I camped here for free. With this view. This was absolutely free. And in a minute I'll get up out the tent and I'll show you the view over there, because there's a pretty impressive view just over that ridge. I say ridge, what I mean is cliff. So there was a pretty amazing sunset over that hill last night that I watched from my tent. You can probably see how well hidden that tent is, right? In one of these cameras. Oh, you see it there. Amazing that thing is. Right, now I'm going to show you the amazing view up there. There's my tent. There's my cliff. I think that one there, maybe with the flat top, is Golden Cap, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong about that. This one here with the slope down the back of it, that is clearly Portland, a place I know well. Kind of worried that I might get disturbed first thing in the morning with all the, you know, all the townsfolk, all the holiday makers coming up to welcome the solstice, but no one bothers with this shit today. No one really gives a damn for the importance. Is the first person who's out, just someone walking a couple of dogs. The dogs are like, what the fuck are we doing out here? It's cold. So yeah, depending on what model you follow, the spinning ball Earth has reached the point in its orbit where the North Pole is tilted the furthest towards the sun. I'm just looking out and admiring this remarkably still sea, this horizon. Right, let's look at this. Yeah, basically, looking at this map, I can see Devon over there. And I can see Portland over there, so I'm going to go right from the highest point of Portland on this map. I can place a dot on top of there, and then I can draw this line across and it will tell me exactly how long the line is. And I'm going to estimate which bit of headland that is, and I'm going to say it's got to be about there. Budleigh Salterton, that is, my friends, 60 kilometres. So I'm looking there at 60 kilometres of horizon. 60 kilometres is 36 miles. We can see 36 miles of exactly flat horizon, all the way from Portland to Budleigh Salterton, Devon. And we know that the spherical trigonometry diagram for a ball Earth with a diameter of 8,000 miles, and it gives us 8 inches per mile 8 inches per mile squared. You take the number of miles and you square it, and you times that by 8, and that will tell you how many inches of drop there is supposed to be, how many inches of curve. So this is going to hurt my brain. I don't carry a phone anymore, so I don't have a calculator. Hang on, there might be a calculator in the thing. We'll have a look. I mean, this is science, guys. This is actually science. You know, I'm just an idiot with two cameras. They are GoPro cameras, both of them. That's the funny thing. They have fisheye lenses, so they add a curve where there should be no curve. Let's do that now. Let's try and demonstrate that. So the horizon is effectively flat. It's either flat because the Earth is flat, or it's because the Earth is such a big ball, it's too big to see the curve. Okay, I also accept that premise. So let's point the GoPro, which has a curved lens. Let's point it at the horizon, and if I move it down, the horizon should curve down at the edges, and you should see a definite curve as you would expect. From left to right, it would be lower at the edges and higher in the middle. And then if I point the camera up, oh, what's happening now? Now the edges of the image are bending upwards. So whenever you see these films like the Red Bull jump, you see anything from the, I mean, the ISS is 250 miles up, okay? I mean, if anyone can see the curve, it's those guys, right? But they are using GoPro cameras. As I understand it, they're using conventional GoPro cameras to film these live spacewalks, but they're using these distorted lenses, so I cannot look at that and say that they're definitely showing us a legit picture of Earth. They're manipulating it. They're either showing something that's not there at all, or they're exaggerating what is there to be seen. Let's go in here and see if we've got a calculator. I'm sure I've seen it. So, oh fuck, there it is. That's amazing. Right, let's square the mileage first. 36 times 36, it is 1296, times that by 8 inches. Okay, so it's 10,368. And we're going to divide that now by 12, because there's 12 inches in a foot. Okay, there are 864 feet of curvature between the top of Portland over there, Dudley Salterton in Devon. 864 feet of curve. Wow. That sounds like a lot to me. If I'm not saying that 864 feet is absent, because it's too wide a distance for me to say whether it's there just by eye alone. And that's what I think my little experiment here proves. By measuring that distance and calculating the curve, I've just demonstrated to myself how much curve there is in 36 miles. It's 864 feet. And that is, it sounds like a big number, 864 feet, but it's imperceptible over that wider distance. So it could still be a bloody big globe, but it's not my experience, it's not my day-to-day experience, it never has been. I don't believe the Earth is flat. That is insane. I just no longer believe that the Earth is an 8,000 mile diameter spinning space ball in a vacuum full of molten magma, whatever the hell they say it is, because that is also insane, because you've not seen any proof for that. In space, they are definitely faking out of space, 100%, unless you want to send me something very convincing for that. So I've not traded in my religious belief in the ball, which I held for most of my life, for a religious belief in a flat Earth. I just merely questioned what I already believed, and I no longer believe it. It is powerful stuff. It will do something in here, it flicks a switch in here. It's just like anything, it's just like realising that the government's a Punch and Judy show, the money system's fake, wars are not happening the way we've been told. When you learn these things, you stop lying to yourself, you stop telling yourself fairy stories, and you come to terms with a new kind of reality. So we're on top of the cliff, the Charmer. Just going to do my bit for the community. I'm going to pull this bit of ragwort. Someone down there, he's probably out, he's probably got a spirit level, he's going to do some flat earth experiments. I'm going to go down into town and I'm going to visit some campsites and try and find my friends, because they're down there somewhere. Summer solstice, everybody.